All right, wake up. As I said quietly a few seconds ago, good evening, everyone. My name is Kevin Mahoney. I am the director of the Lackawanna College Police Academy. I want to thank you all for being here to celebrate the graduation of Cadet Class 262. Tonight, we celebrate not only the fact that the 26 men and women who comprise Class 262 successfully met the physical, practical, and academic requirements for police officers as set in the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania. We celebrate and recognize these cadets for choosing a life of service to their communities. 4 years ago, many loud voices and even some elected officials chose to condemn an entire profession that numbers in the hundreds of thousands for the actions of a very few. Violent civil unrest and rhetoric led to an unprecedented exodus of police officers through retirements and resignations. A predictable surge of violent crime followed. Many communities are still dealing with these staffing shortages today. But the pendulum has begun to swing back. More than ever, communities recognize the important role of law enforcement plays in the protection of our communities from those who wish to do us harm. They recognize that police work is not only arresting the bad guys, but also serving the community in numerous ways. I am very proud to report that from June of 2023 up until this evening, over 120 new police officers have walked across this stage. Before we bring in the guests of honor, I do have some thanks to make tonight. First and foremost, I would like to thank the families and friends of our cadets for their unwavering support and encouragement as they progress through our program. The Academy training program is rigorous, physically, mentally, and emotionally, and requires sacrifices not only by cadets, but also their loved ones. You are the support system they have leaned on and will continue to lean on. Policing is a very rewarding career, but it can also put a great deal of stress on families. You are the unsung heroes of this profession. Thank you, and I hope you enjoy your evening. I would also like to thank all the representatives and presenters from law enforcement agencies throughout the area. Thank you for entrusting us to train your future officers. Thank you for your service, and thank you for making this theater currently the safest location in the tri-state area. I would like to introduce our staff members who work tirelessly behind the scenes to ensure our program is the finest in the Commonwealth. Application to graduation. They all play an integral part in the success of our program. Our Assistant Director of Academy Operations is Jerry DeSoy. Jerry is a retired police chief from Wilkes-Barre and has been with the program for nearly 5 years. Jerry has nearly 4 decades of experience as a law enforcement professional. Jerry is not only a good cop, but he's a good man and a good friend, and I rely heavily on him for his expertise and his many years of service. Paul Bowman is our Academy Training Coordinator and Academy Instructor, a former Chief of Police and an active police officer for over 30 years. Lisa Senek is our In-Service Coordinator and MOPEC Compliance Administrator, who keeps this train rolling on the tracks. Her organizational skills have helped streamline our operations, which has contributed greatly to the success of our program. Lisa will also be singing our national anthem tonight. I would like to recognize Beth Thompson, our admissions advisor. The admissions and testing portion for applicants is lengthy and has a lot of moving parts, and her efforts are essential in developing our cadet classes. After over 25 years of service, I retired from the Pennsylvania State Police 3 years ago this month. After enjoying 7 full days of retirement, I joined the Academy as an assistant director in Hazleton. I've had the honor of being the director of the Academy for the past 2 years. For over a quarter of a century, I worked alongside numerous graduates of this program, including municipal officers, county detectives, and state troopers. The Lackawanna College Police Academy has always had an excellent reputation, and I was excited to join the team. Most importantly, I need to recognize our instructors. You can build great towers of glass and steel, but if your foundation is soft, these structures will crumble and fall. Our instructors are the foundation of our academy, and this foundation is solid as bedrock. Our cadre of active and retired law enforcement officers from local, county, and state and federal agencies possess a level of professionalism and expertise that I can confidently state is second to none. I can assure you all they do not do it for the money. I do payroll. Trust me, they don't do it for the money. They do it for the honor and respect that they have for this profession. And they want to ensure that future generations of law enforcement will uphold the highest standards in training and integrity. Last but not least, I would like to thank Bill Shane, Director of the Lackawanna College Continuing Education Department, and Dr. Jill Murray, President of Lackawanna College, for their unwavering support of the Police Academy program. We certainly run a tight ship during our training program, but tonight is a celebration. Feel free to applaud and cheer loudly. The cadets deserve it. Flash photography and videotaping is absolutely allowed, and there's no need to hold your applause until the end when we present our diplomas. I would now ask that all guests, please stand and join me in welcoming the graduates of Class 262, led by Academy Instructor and United States Marine Veteran Jeffrey Hughes, along with Dick McLean on the bagpipes. I ask you please remain standing for the national anthem and the invocation. Instructor Hughes, please bring the class to attention for the national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fall o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glow, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Our invocation this evening will be given by Father Thomas Muldowney, pastor of St. Catherine of Siena Parish. Father Muldowney also serves as a chaplain for the Pennsylvania State Police and Scranton Police Departments, and is a board-certified as a crisis chaplain and trauma expert.
Let us pray. We come before you today with hearts filled with gratitude and joy as we gather to celebrate the graduation of these brave men and women who have chosen a path of service in law enforcement. We thank you for their dedication, their sacrifice, and commitment to protect and serve our communities. Lord, we ask of your guidance and wisdom to be upon these graduates as they embark on their journey as police officers. Grant them discernment to make sound decisions and strength to uphold justice with compassion and integrity. Surround them with your protection and give them courage in the face of danger. We pray that you would instill in them a deep sense of duty and responsibility, reminding them that they are to serve as ambassadors of peace and agents of change within our society. Help them to build relationships based on trust and respect, fostering harmony and unity within the communities they serve. Lord, we ask of your blessing upon their families who have supported and sacrificed alongside of them during this training experience. Grant them comfort and peace, knowing that their loved ones are now equipped to face the challenges that lie ahead. Strengthen the bonds between these officers and their families, that they may find strength and encouragement in one another. Finally, Lord, we ask that you grant these graduates the courage to confront injustice, the compassion to show mercy, the humility to learn and grow throughout their careers. May they always seek justice, love mercy, and walk humbly with you. We ask this in your holy name. Amen.
Please be seated. Class 262 will now undergo their final inspection as a class. The Lackawanna College Police Academy is a paramilitary organization, just as many police departments are. Cadets are taught to follow strict rules and regulations, to act in a courteous and professional manner at all times, to maintain close attention to detail, and at all times conduct themselves in a manner that reflects a positive and professional image for our academy. The final inspection will be conducted by Mr. Dominic DeNaples and Instructor Hughes. Mr. DeNaples is a veteran of the United States Army, has served on the college's Board of Trustees, and is a longtime supporter of our police academy.
Class number 262. This class is well and duly prepared.
Instructor Hughes, please have the cadets proceed to the stage. We will now hear from Mr. DeNaples, who has a few words for our graduating class.
Thank you, Director. My words tonight will be very brief, general in nature, and directed directly to the 26 cadets. Honor, distinction, and pride has come to visit us one more time. Tonight, the honors and the distinction rest with those 26 cadets. The pride of all, as always, will remain here in the Academy, and more especially with all of you, the families of the graduates. More especially because you are the people who helped with the tuition, the babysitting, the transportation. You are also the people who gave them the encouragement, that little extra push to continue on when the road here at the Academy may have gotten a little bit bumpy. And yes, folks, the road here is rather bumpy. The hill is steep and it's curvy. The way is very difficult and somewhat dangerous. However, those cadets know that this is the small price that must be paid and the sacrifice that must be made in exchange for all of this, the bigger privilege and opportunity of being here today. Let's talk a little bit about being here today. Today is a culmination of many months of rigorous training, work, and study. You were escorted into this beautiful auditorium with ceremonial bagpipes, people clapping for you, taking your picture, shaking your hands. This diploma, this job is going to bring you into a lot of nice, beautiful places like this. This diploma and this job is also going to bring you to every hellhole, every rat hole, and the most tearful, ugly, and dangerous places. You're going to see it all. This certification also brings upon you certain additional obligations. All of a sudden, you're going to become somewhat of a role model. You're going to be looked up to by your friends, your neighbors, your family, and more especially the youth and the children you come in contact with. The bar is now lifted on your personal behavior, and you must conduct yourselves accordingly. Class, you are well trained, you are well prepared, and you're scrubbed up and dressed up pretty nice, and you look pretty sharp tonight. What do you think, folks? They look pretty good? However, the one remaining unanswered question, how will they serve? How will they protect the dignity and the integrity of the badge of a police officer? How will they keep it clean, pristine, and free from tarnish and blemish? How will they serve? Class, how will you serve? I have the answer. During the final inspection tonight, I walk through the ranks and I visit each and every one. And doing so, I look into the eyes and the faces of each and every one. What do I see? What am I looking at? I do not see doubt, confusion, uncertainties. I see hope. promise, confidence. I see that eagerness and willingness to learn, to discover, and go forward in life. And life, as we all know, is one constant and continuous learning experience. A young mind, enlarged, enriched, expanded with all of the values and virtues that this certification brings, can never and will never shrink or return to its former size, because skills, talent, knowledge are absolutely no burden to carry. Class, when we separate and leave here tonight, some of you had jobs to go to, others will be seeking employment. You need to be the very, very best at whatever you endeavor into. So set your sights high, point your arrows upwards, skywards, and do not be afraid to take that chance, because the biggest loss will be taking no chance. Learn to apply the extra effort. Why extra effort? Because the ordinary effort does not always work. What is extra effort? Extra effort lies within. It's in your gut, in your mind, in your backbone. Extra effort is that eagerness and willingness to learn, discover, go forward, and the absolute refusal to quit or give up. Class, all good things begin with a vision. Each and every one of you have some kind of a vision. Each and every one of you are loaded with incredible potential. What you have to do is reach inside of yourself, get a hold of it, shake it loose, and put it to work. The human body and the human mind will perform far, far better and above what you expect, only if you challenge them. You must challenge them. Class, today, you will add to yourselves one new dimension of character. You will add to yourselves an indelible mark of distinction that will remain with you. And today, here at this level, you will graduate from the absolute finest and most challenging police academy in this Commonwealth. As it now becomes your turn to maintain, add to, and build upon that long legacy and that very fine reputation that law enforcement has enjoyed throughout the years. This great reputation is a result from all of those who served before you. People like your directors, Mr. Mahoney, Mr. DeSoya, your cadre of instructors, some of your presenters here tonight. Let's go back to the cadre of instructors. In your program, you will note that all of your instructors are listed by name. And further note that they come from all walks of life and every avenue and aspect of law enforcement. And each and every one of them are experts and specialists in their own focused areas of expertise. And they're here for a few reasons. Well, they're not here for the money, because around here, anything above minimum wage is considered overpayment. That remark was intended to draw a little laughter. Okay. They're here because they know and understand the need for good law enforcement. They're here because they know that everything necessary to become a good police officer cannot be found online or in the textbook. They're here because they want to pass on to you, give to you, impart on all that they have learned, experienced, and witnessed throughout their years. And for that, let us give the instructors their well-earned and deserved recognition. Thank you, instructors. Okay, class, you're certified. You go to work, you get up in the morning, you don the uniform of the day, which consists of handguns, handcuffs, protective clothing, communicating devices, and so forth. Tonight, the old man wants to give you a few more items to put in that tool chest, and those items you must always have with you and never leave behind. Number one is your physical endurance. Always maintain your physical endurance. Number two, likewise, maintain your mental endurance, accompanied with the ability to evaluate a situation and react promptly, prudently, and correctly. Number three is courage. You must always maintain your courage. And finally, and probably the most important of all, is good old-fashioned common sense. You're going to have to know how to and when to policemanize a situation, and you're also going to have to know how to and when to humanize a situation, and I'm sure that those traits will be honed sharply with experience. Up until now and very recently, a municipal police officer's job consisted of traffic control, traffic violations, domestic disputes, arsons, burglary, and so forth. Today, in addition to all of that, we have internet predators. We have all kinds of cyber network piracy. We have theft by deception, let alone the drugs and narcotics and controlled substances. A lot of them made in backyard barns and alleys, and some don't even have names yet. What's my message? Where am I going? I'm higher learning. You're going to need to take advantage of all the continued workshops, all of the seminars, all of the classes that will become available to you, because simply put, the crooks are getting smarter and smarter, and we need to stay one step ahead of them. Class, you are now a product of Lackawanna College's Police Academy, and you will always wear our label. Going forward, you must position yourselves and posture yourselves so that we here at Lackawanna can always be as proud of you as we are today. May God bless you. May God bless and guide the United States of America, and may He watch over you throughout your entire career. Thank you.
All of our cadet classes have a designated chain of command. The chain of command is selected by Academy Director and Assistant Director with input from our instructors. Having a clear chain of command introduces cadets to the organizational structure of police departments. I am pleased to introduce the chain of command for Class 262. Please stand when I announce your name. Class Captain, Michael Simillo. Class Lieutenant, Lauren Dunleavy. Class Sergeant, Jason Allers. And Class Sergeant, Sean Braddock. Captain Sibillo will now address the class and the audience.
Tonight, we gather to celebrate a significant milestone in our lives. It is an honor to speak on behalf of my fellow cadets as we mark our graduation from the Police Academy. Our time here has been marked by dedication, hard work, and a commitment to excellence. We have been challenged, tested, and have grown as people, all in the pursuit of becoming the best officers we can be. Through this journey, we have learned the values of honor, integrity, and courage, which will guide us in our careers. We owe our deepest gratitude to our instructors and Academy administrators, whose knowledge, support, and commitment to our success have been invaluable. Their guidance has prepared us for the responsibilities and challenges we will face in the field. To our families and friends, your encouragement and support have been our rock. As we step into our roles as law enforcement officers, we understand the weight of our responsibilities. We are entrusted with the safety and well-being of our communities, and we must honor that trust with every action we take. The path ahead will be demanding, but we are ready to face it with courage. To the graduating class, congratulations. You've all earned it. Thank you.
I am very pleased to introduce our guest speaker for this evening, Scranton Police Detective Kyle Gilmartin. I got to talk about you first before you come up. Detective Gilmartin is a 2010 graduate of the Lackawanna College Police Academy and a 2024 graduate of King's College. From 2010 to 2015, he worked part-time for several police departments in the area, where he served as a member of the Drug Task Force. In 2015, he was hired by the Scranton Police Department and served as a patrolman, a member of the department's street crimes unit, and eventually promoted to detective, where he was assigned to the major crimes unit, as well as the Northeastern PA auto theft and insurance fraud unit. On January 11th of this year, less than 12 hours after Class 262 commenced training, Detective Gilmartin was seriously wounded by gunfire in a cowardly ambush attack. Thanks to the heroic actions of his fellow officers, aid was rendered and he was rushed to the hospital for treatment. In what can only be described as a miraculous recovery, Detective Gilmartin has defied all odds, and we are most fortunate and grateful to have him here with us tonight. He certainly embodies our Academy's motto of honor, integrity, and courage. It gives me great pleasure to introduce Detective Kyle Gilmartin.
Good evening, everyone, and thank you. I'd like to thank Lackawanna College and the Police Academy for this opportunity to speak to the future of Northeastern Pennsylvania's police officers and their families. Congratulations, Class 262, on your first big step toward your careers in law enforcement. I commend you on your decision to spend your lives dedicated to self-sacrifice, to helping others, and keeping our community safe. Being a police officer is the most unique profession in the world. At times, the days are long, thankless, and often filled with stress and danger. To do this job, you must be in possession of the courage necessary to force yourselves to enter situations that can get you hurt or killed. You must approach the person or vehicle that was just identified as the person or vehicle involved in a heated, volatile fight that escalated to shots fired. You must run into the house where your partner is urgently requesting help because he's in a fist fight with a parolee who he tried handcuffing for assaulting his girlfriend, a parolee who does not want to go back to state prison. You'll have to walk up to the house where you hear a woman pleading for help because her husband snapped. You must decide in a split second whether or not you're going to forcibly enter that home under exigent circumstances or find another avenue. When you breach the door, you can encounter several scenarios, such as a man armed with a handgun, which can be pointed at you as quickly as a light is turned on or off. You need to ask yourselves if you possess the necessary courage to handle these situations. Failing to have this courage can be the difference between you or your partners going home at the end of your tours. On January 11th of this year, I was shot in the head twice, attempting to apprehend a gang member responsible for several. Apologize. Once I was shot, I was still conscious enough to know that I was dying. But due to the courage and bravery of my partners that night, I survived. My supervisor shot my assailant, neutralizing the threat, which allowed them to perform life-saving measures on me and allowed them to get me to the trauma center in under 3 minutes. Without these men, I wouldn't be here speaking to you today. As I prepared this speech, I thought about what the best advice would be to give new police officers. My advice to you is to remember that you represent yourselves, your family, your police departments, and police officers across this nation. Your morals and ethics are your most important characteristics to have as a police officer. You have to make the right decisions even when no one is looking. Furthermore, I suggest that you find positive role models in your police departments and follow their lead. I always wanted to be a detective, so I had found a role model in a seasoned investigator who ultimately assisted in saving my life. He's the detective who shot the individual who shot me. The advice he gave me was to work hard, keep my head down, and keep my mouth shut. And that's really good advice for any profession, but especially in this profession. I followed his advice and was placed into a specialized unit and promoted to the rank of detective, where I worked with him on homicides and other major crimes until the night I was shot. One thing I learned from my experience is that we must be prepared physically and mentally for anything. Assume that no one is coming and that we must fight and save ourselves. Be proud of your profession and be advised that the criminal element infiltrating northeastern Pennsylvania is not taking breaks or sleeping. They are a 24/7 business looking to make money through illicit means and to harm their opposition. You all will now stand as guardians of your communities. Criminals see no jurisdictional boundaries, so no matter where you work, I can guarantee that these gang members armed with guns are driving through your jurisdictions looking to commit crime. Do not wait for the crime to happen, but rather seek these individuals out before they hurt someone. Be proactive and use your minds, tools, and case law to outsmart and arrest these people before they can victimize our most vulnerable members of the community. Look at what's going on in this country right now with gang violence, political violence, and all the new crimes we are starting to see. Your generation is going to have to be most prepared to deal with this evolving society. It must be taken seriously. We must ready ourselves because the stakes are too high to be lazy. In cities like Scranton, Wilkes-Barre, and Hazleton, you can clear from a neighbor dispute call that is very minor in nature, and while you're doing your paperwork, get dispatched to a shooting with multiple victims, and arrive to a total chaotic scene where you have to revert back to your training and your time here at the police academy and your field training that you'll be completing once you start. Thank you everyone for your time. I'll pray for all of you to remain safe. For the new Scranton officers here tonight, I'm here for you, and you can always contact me for anything you need help with. Make sure you treat your families right, because they are with you no matter what. My wife has gone through hell being married to a police officer. And she had to live her worst nightmare. Thank you and God bless.
Kyle said it much better than I, but I spoke earlier of unsung heroes, the families and loved ones of police officers. I would be remiss if I did not recognize one of those heroes in the audience tonight. Lindsey Gilmartin has been by Todd's side every step of the way throughout his arduous recovery. She has displayed incredible strength in the face of tremendous adversity. Thank you, Lindsey. Class award time. While we are very proud of all of our cadets, we do like to recognize those in Class 262 who have excelled in various areas of academy training. I would like to ask my assistant Jerry to join me at the podium to present these awards. The Driving Proficiency Award is sponsored by the Pennsylvania Chiefs of Police Association and is given to the cadet that excelled in our academy driving course. The award will be presented by Kingston Township Police Chief Martin Moransky. And the award goes to Cadet Keith Eichler. The Firearms Proficiency Award is sponsored by the Northeastern Pennsylvania Chiefs of Police Association. The award used to be called the Handgun Proficiency Award. But our firearms instructors are so good and our cadets are so skilled that we started getting multiple perfect handgun scores. And this isn't T-ball. We can't give everybody a trophy. So, from this class forward, the new award is called the Firearms Proficiency Award. And that award goes to the cadet who has achieved the highest aggregate score in the use of the rifle, pistol, and shotgun. But before we announce that award, we do need to recognize the cadets that did achieve a perfect qualification score with the handgun. Please stand when your name is called. Cadet Jack Carroll. Cadet Peter Hilburn. Cadet Kyle Jackson. Cadet Mark Regan. And Cadet Benjamin Snyder. Scranton PD's representing all these, aren't they? The High Score Award goes to Cadet Benjamin Snyder. The High Scholastic Award goes to the cadet with the highest academic average of all courses combined. The award is presented in memory of former Assistant District Attorney and Academy Director Mary Ann Grippo. In a first since I've been here, we have 2 cadets who have tied with the exact same academic average of 97.2%. Several more cadets were within 1 point of that high score. Now, I suggested feats of strength to break the tie, but for insurance reasons, I was quickly overruled. So, the 2 cadets who received the award, first, Cadet Rebecca Pearson. And second, Cadet John Spitalis. The Trooper Joshua Miller Physical Fitness Award recipient is chosen based on scores of all physical fitness testing throughout the Academy program. Trooper Miller was a graduate of the Lackawanna College Police Academy and was dedicated to physical fitness. I first met Josh when I was a young trooper in Tunkhannock in the late 1990s, when he was an officer with the Tunkhannock Borough Police Department. State police was spread pretty thin in those days, and we always knew if Josh was on duty, he would be the first to arrive if we needed backup, no matter where we were in the county. Josh eventually joined the Pennsylvania State Police in 2002 and was shot and killed in the line of duty on June 7, 2009, rescuing a 9-year-old abducted child. The award goes to Cadet Jason Allers. The recipient of the Spirit of Distinction Award is selected by the Academy staff and instructors. The award is named for Lackawanna College Police Academy graduate Daniel J.J. Lomax. Officer Lomax was a police officer in the Forest City Police Department, the Mayfield Police Department, and was a volunteer firefighter with several companies in the area. On June 22, 2013, Officer Lomax was en route home following a shift and came across a single vehicle accident. While attempting to assist the driver, Officer Lomax came into contact with the downed electrical wire and was killed. Officer Lomax embodied all the traits that we seek to instill in our cadets: service, selflessness, dedication to duty, and commitment to others. The Daniel Lomax Spirit of Distinction Award is sponsored by Fraternal Order of Police Lodge 63 and is given to the cadet that best embodies the qualities shown by Officer Lomax. I would ask Lodge 63 President Al Noodleman to join me to present this award to Cadet Lauren Dunleavy. For the past several years, our Academy has been in collaboration with the Never Forgotten Motorcycle Ride. The organization is dedicated to the welfare of police officers and first responders while keeping the memory of our fallen comrades alive. Tonight, they are donating a $100 gift certificate for Star Uniform to every graduating cadet to assist them as they commence their careers in law enforcement. On behalf of the entire Academy staff, I would like to thank this organization for their generous contribution to all our new graduates. Each cadet will receive their gift certificate as they receive their graduation diplomas. With us tonight, representing the Never Forgotten Motorcycle Ride, is retired Scranton Police Officer Ethan Golden. He will present the certificates to our cadets after receiving their diplomas. Thank you, Ethan. Another tradition of the Academy is the presentation to every graduating cadet a challenge coin, which depicts our Academy logo: honor, integrity, and courage. Cadets will receive their challenge coins in their individual graduation packets. Our cadets have the option to have a member of law enforcement or the military present their graduation certificates on stage. I would now ask Assistant Director DeSoy to assist me in presenting the certificates. At this time, I would also ask those individuals who will be presenting to please come to the left side of the auditorium, and Academy Instructor Hughes will assist you with seating.
Cadet Sergeant Jason Allers, certificate presented by Chief Thomas Carroll, Scranton PD. Cadet Samuel Babushko, certificate presented by Chief Michael Turner, Wyoming Area Regional Police. Cadet David Boyer, certificate presented by his uncle, Trooper First Class Gregory Boyer, Pennsylvania State Police, retired. Cadet Sergeant Sean Braddock, certificate presented by Director Kevin Mahoney. Cadet Jack Carroll, certificate presented by his father, Chief Thomas Carroll, Scranton Police Department. Cadet Lieutenant Lauren Dunleavy, certificate presented by Academy Director Kevin Mahoney. Cadet Keith Eichler, certificate presented by his father, Keith Eichler, Pocono Mountain Regional PD. Cadet Alexis Fader, certificate presented by Chief Chad Stewart, Eastern Pike Regional PD. Go get him, Darth. Cadet Yariano Feliciano, certificate presented by Chief Brian Holland, Taylor PD. Cadet Dylan Frazier, certificate presented by Academy Director Kevin Mahoney. I could use one of those. Cadet Anthony Gallucci, certificate presented by his brother, Brandon Gallucci, HIS Special Agent. HSI. Cadet Mark Grasso, certificate presented by Chief Brian Holland, Taylor PD. Cadet Peter Hilburn, certificate presented by Academy Director Kevin Mahoney. Cadet Kyle Jackson, certificate presented by Chief Thomas Carroll, Scranton PD. Cadet Dominic Kynes, certificate presented by Petty Officer Second Class Aaron Jones, United States Coast Guard. Cadet Roberto Martinez, certificate presented by Joe Lackas, Pennsylvania State Police, retired. Cadet Jonathan McClee, certificate presented by Officer Marcus Tillia, Music PD. Cadet Rebecca Pearson, certificate presented by Chief Thomas Carroll, Scranton PD. Cadet Isaac Pugh, certificate presented by Chief Michael Turner, Wyoming Area Regional Police Department. Cadet Mark Regan, certificate presented by Chief Thomas Carroll, Scranton Police Department. Cadet Jordan Remus, certificate presented by her uncle, Chief David Parsnick, Wilkes-Barre Area Career Technical Center. Cadet Captain Michael Samillo, certificate presented by Chief Michael Turner, Wyoming Area Regional Police Department. Cadet Benjamin Snyder, certificate presented by Chief Thomas Carroll, Scranton Police Department. Cadet John Spitalis, certificate presented by Captain Scott Raymond, Stroud Area Regional Police Department. Cadet Grace Williams, certificate presented by her father, Corporal Jason Williams, Lackawanna County Sheriff's Office. Cadet Charles Witsack, certificate presented by his uncle, Captain Robert Smith, Wilkes-Barre Fire Department, retired. Apparently, they think they're going to get out of trouble.
I want this group right here to stay for every graduation that we have. One more time for everybody. They did a great job.
You got a full house here.
You're telling me.
My God.
Every cadet class chooses a fallen or deceased officer to whom they dedicate their training and graduation. The tradition underscores the seriousness of their duties performed by law enforcement, as well as the importance of serving with honor and integrity. In doing so, they honor the men and women who have laid down their lives in service of their communities. Class 262 has chosen to honor Patrolman Ellis D. Ellis of the Scranton Police Department, who was killed in the line of duty on January 28, 1889. On that date, Patrolman Ellis succumbed to gunshot wounds sustained the previous day while attempting to arrest the illegal occupants of a railroad shanty. Shortly after 5 p.m. on January 27, 1889, 4 men entered and took possession of a railroad shanty near the Brisbane shaft of the Delaware, Lackawanna, and Western Railroad Company that was occupied by a watchman. The watchman was able to notify the police. The men were inside the tank house in total darkness when the officers arrived on scene at 6:30 p.m. One officer struck a match and announced their presence, and the men responded with gunfire from revolvers. Officers returned fire until Officer Ellis announced that he had been shot. Officer Ellis retired from the shanty, and his fellow officers barricaded the men inside. The men broke the door and escaped to a nearby swamp. Officer Ellis was 28 years old and was described as genial and generous by the public. Officer Ellis was born in Wales and came to America as an infant, where he chose to serve this country and this city. Officer Ellis made the ultimate sacrifice in giving his life in the line of duty. I ask that Class 262 officers step forward for the banner ceremony. The Lackawanna College Police Academy Guidon is adorned with banners bearing the names of fallen officers honored by our cadet classes. It stands at the entrance to our academy classroom as a reminder to our cadets of those officers who made the ultimate sacrifice in the line of duty. Captain Samila will now affix the banner to the guidon. At this time, I would like to ask the audience to stand for the playing of taps. Please be seated. We've come to the end of the program, and again, I'd like to thank everyone for being here tonight. I don't want to keep the class here too late because they have a very important examination in the morning. Isn't that correct, class? Yes, sir. Class 262 was a very good class by any measure. They came to the academy from all walks of life and backgrounds, and each contributed to the success of the class in their own way. This class also spanned generations. Here's a fun fact. Cadets in Class 262 were born in the 1970s, the 1980s, the 1990s, and the 2000s. You don't truly feel old until you look at a class roster and see a birth date of 2005. Despite these differences, they all came together and worked as a team. Class, you are entering this noble profession at a turbulent time in our nation's history. Some days it's hard to pick up a newspaper and find any good news at all. But I have faith in you. I am confident that you will serve your communities with honor and respect. Always remember that the uniform you wear represents more than just authority. The communities you serve will look to you for protection, guidance, and justice. Always act with honesty and uphold the highest ethical standards. And when you get knocked down, figuratively or literally, get back up. Keep fighting the good fight. I am proud of all of you. Congratulations. I wish you nothing but long and successful careers. Be good and be safe. Captain Samillo, take control of Class 262 for the final time.
We're getting better and better. We got people from Jersey and
Yeah, we're trying to fill these classes.
what brings you to Scranton? That place is the price.
It always is the price.
And he meant it.
Thank you, everyone. Have a good night. Drive safe.